Golf TV, waking up your game.
A friend of mine that also realised how much he was playing in the false self as opposed to the true self golfer wrote this list about himself. Now this is really about honesty. We're sharing some pretty honest thoughts with you here, and that's the only way that you're ever going to be able to make a real difference. So let me read you the list that he wrote about himself and let me see if any of these strike a chord with you. The golfer I was and the golfer I'm becoming. Look at the difference in the words used and the combinations that come with them. I played golf in the past, all of my career. What will they think of me? Fear of outcomes, anxious for results, no patience, rushed, fearful thoughts. Angry when things didn't go my way. I had a golf mask on. I could fake it at all times. Critical of other players who were not considerate of me. Then he went on to write, I wonder why golf was never fun or enjoyable. Why did I even play? I can't imagine playing golf with someone like that. Yet everybody wanted to play golf with me. For what they could learn, what they could gain from me, what they could take away, what the value they could have from me, which was really nothing. Now and forever the golfer I'm becoming. What you think of me is none of my business. It's all about learning. What did I learn from that shot? Play with patience. Go through the routine completely. No outcomes, no results. Playing and being conscious in the moment. Routine versus thoughts. Enjoy my life, enjoy my golf. Having a quiet mind in the present is where all good golf shots come from. Now I would love to play golf with a person like that. I might even learn something from that guy and have an enjoyable game of golf. I believe golf is still a game, not a torture chamber. Now this was a player who regularly shoots under par, a player that played golf for a living for some time. Now isn't it interesting that someone could go out there and fake for so long the type of player they were, and it was only when they began to realise that the false self golfer was putting them in this torture chamber that they could begin to wake up and realise this true self golfer. Now wouldn't you yourself rather play golf from this true self nature? Now two of the things that my friend mentioned there are two things I'd like to talk about. The first thing is no outcome, no result. Now what could no outcome and no result mean? It's a really interesting concept when we get into it. You're so busy wondering, hoping, wishing for this great result that what I've noticed is the more you want this result, the more you ask for this result, the more it builds a pressure within you. When you don't want anything out of a situation, there's no pressure. Yet you walk into every single shot wanting something. You want to hit it down the middle. You want your swing to look good. You want your playing partner to think of you as a good player. All of these things create fear because they create an outcome. Imagine walking into a shot wanting nothing but to experience a moment, to experience a different type of learning. That for me is what we're talking about. If you can begin to see this within yourself, if you can begin to see this type of player, do you honestly think that you won't go out there and get better results? I'm living proof of the fact that you will, but you can't just do it for the result. There's almost a kind of a default setting that if you're only out there to get a result and not truly learn, the result won't come. So you need to make a constant decision to listen to this information. I don't expect you to get all of this straight away. It's taken me now almost 2 years to begin to develop into this new player. So this is the first time you may have heard anything like this. So I'm going to tell you, it's going to take some time. Now let me tell you a little bit about how I work for visualizing outcomes. What I notice is if I can play in the moment, I don't have to think about outcomes. And this is the process that I'll go through. I'll take some time to think about the type of shot that I want to play. So I'll make sure I go through my usual checklist. What distance do I have? What conditions am I playing in? What club do I want to use? And I'll take care of all these relatively mundane things that need to happen on each shot. But then once I've taken care of all of this information, I'm then going to go to a different place. I'm going to go to a place where I can visualize that golf shot. I can see that golf shot flying up high into the air. Now, I always use a yellow line. Now, when I decide on a golf shot, I believe that I have a choice, because a shot has to be played. A shot that goes 2 feet in front of me, or a shot that goes to 2 feet from the flag. Remember, a shot has to be played. So once I've made a choice on the shot that I want to play, I no longer have to think about the result, because I've made a choice. And if I can stay out of my own way, if I can stop this nature wanting to give me more and more thoughts, wanting me to tell me why I can do it, why I can't do it, and continuously feed me, bamboozle me with all this information, if I can learn to stay away from any of that, engaging in any of that nonsense, and just stay clear from that, no thank you, no thank you, and be very clear on the shot I want to play, I then don't have to worry about a result. The result will be built in from the process that I'm beginning to do through this system. And whether or not that makes sense to you right now is almost irrelevant to me. I'm telling you that this is a process that is going to help you to clear all of those contrasting thoughts, all of that false self-talk. And if you can do that, you too will experience the high-level nature of what's possible within inside you. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about self-talk. This is something that I've already touched on, but I think this message can't be talked about too much for you to begin to understand it. Self-talk is something that we do constantly. From the moment we wake up, we're saying to ourselves, shall we get out of bed? We ask ourselves that question, and then something gives us an answer. Shall I clean my teeth before I have a shower? Shall I get a new towel today, or shall I use the same one? Shall I clean my teeth before breakfast or after? These are all questions that are constantly happening with you. Obviously then, when you come to the golf course, this same process is working within you. In fact, it's probably speeded up a little bit. Shall I go to the first tee or shall I hit balls? Am I ready to play? Are the weather conditions conducive to scoring well? Am I in a good frame of mind? These questions are constantly bombarding you, and you think that some of them are helping you. Well, I'm telling you, none of them are helping you. And that seems strange. You'd think some of these questions are there to protect you. It's the protection that's actually killing you. If you can learn to have this quiet mind, if you can learn to change your default setting to constant chattering, you're going to begin to experience something so different. Now, here's a concept that when I first heard it is not easy to understand. And so people say to me, okay, so how do I stop the self-talk? And I tell them, do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. Now, how can doing nothing change the way that we're going to act and behave? And it's a very simple concept. By actually just being aware of this self-chatter, but doing nothing, is beginning to change the motion. It's beginning to change the direction. It's beginning to change the formula and the way you're wired. Doing nothing but being aware of this self-chatter, by saying things like, no thank you, is going to begin to change the way that you operate. This default setting of yours is on crazy town right now. It's loud, it's out of control, and it's looking for drama. But once you begin to do nothing, once you hear these voices and you don't engage with them, you don't play with that bouncing ball, you don't play with that pack of wild dogs, a new order starts to take place. A different order of the way that your thought process is coming through is going to begin to happen. So just think about the next time you get involved in this self-talk, whether it be driving along in the car, whether it be getting up in the morning, begin to stop, become aware, and a new order of things will begin to happen.